Welcome to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.
Hi, everybody. It's me, spiritual medium, psychotherapist, and author Kellee White. And welcome to Ask Me Anything. Today is December 4th, 2025, and a shout out to my sister. It's her birthday today. So happy birthday, Carol. Hi, Melissa. Let me say hi to a few people, and then I'll get right on in and talk about the Vedic Astrology for December of 2025. It's quite a month we've got. So hi, Melissa. You said you'd like to know about December 19th. Actually, we have a new moon on December 19th, and it's a powerful new moon, and I'll be talking about that, Melissa, in a little bit. And I'm also going to be talking about the full moon tonight. It's an enormous full moon. So hold that thought, Melissa, and I'll get there. Hi, Mrs. Shai Pano. She says, can spirits interrupt things here on Earth? Yes, they can. Yes, they can. A house sale fell through, and I'm convinced my mother-in-law stopped it because contracts had been signed. Well, mother-in-laws can be tricky, that's for sure. So, and out of the blue, it fell for no reason. I don't know. Was she mean? Was she a mean one? I guess all things are possible here. Hi, Sherry Kraft. She said it's a strange time. I would agree with that statement. I looked out my window and a barred owl was sitting outside my window. Okay, so birds keep hitting the windows and I'm seeing triple numbers. I got stuck on the 101 and it looks like you're seeing a lot of numbers here. And the owls are so important. Every day I look out with my birds because I'm such a bird freak. And I have yet to see an owl around here. And we just had a massive snowstorm last week. And we got almost close to a foot of snow here. So I've been looking out and, hoping and praying that I'm going to see a snowy owl. But I have not seen one yet. But the owl is the female psychic, and it's a really, really important totem when you see that, Sherry. So that's a fabulous thing. So, and she says, I'm trying not to look at the time that much. Good. And still the universe seems they want me to see the triple numbers. Well, that could be because you're psychically moving forward and your consciousness is shifting. And those things, that's all part of when you start to see the numbers. So that's a good thing. So Melissa says, ever since my friend's husband passed away, my friend has become depressed, understandably. She said, because it's going to be Christmas and my friend misses her family and my friend is crying and she's not decorating her house for Christmas. And I'm wondering how I can help this friend to decorate. Melissa, the best thing you can do, the best thing, honey, is to let her be. She doesn't want to decorate. She's lost her. In a case like that, the energy is not there to do it. The life force isn't there to do it. So, give her a lot of time and a lot of space because grief hits everybody differently and there's no timeline on grief. Okay, so, maybe bring her a little Christmas tree or a little, I don't know, something Christmassy. But she probably needs to take a break and rest. I have a lot of people going through that right now, and they've said to me, I don't want to do Christmas. Don't. Absolutely don't. You have to really go with what you're feeling here. Hi, Renee Rossiter. She says, Kellee, I'm so grateful for Thursday evenings with you, bringing the healing guidance with the open hearts, asking fascinating questions. Why, thank you, Renee. She goes, it's always a good chuckle, too. It is, right? I try to keep it light. I can go hit some dark notes and I just spring back up to life with that. Hi, Dee. She says, I hope you're feeling better, Kellee. I am feeling a lot better. Yeah, love from Chicago. Thanks, honey. And December's full of all kinds of news that we'll get into. I am feeling a lot better. I will say this, though. That shingles is it's a pain. I mean, it's the kind of thing where it will wake me up in the middle of the night. It feels kind of like you're on fire and you're getting electrocuted at the same time. And then it stops. It's the damnedest thing ever. And then all of a sudden hits up again. Anybody who's had this, I'd love to know if you felt the same way. So, hi, Leslie. She said, I love your show. I hope you have a blessed holiday season. Thank you. Michelle Kavanaugh. Hi, Michelle. She's looking forward to tonight. Blessings on this really magical full moon energy. And it really is. And Michelle, before I forget, tomorrow we do our, on my app, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. And I do have a really good story to tell you and Michelle. We have a lot of animal lovers in this group. But if you want to join us, join the app and join us for every other Friday. We do a 5 o'clock somewhere where you can have a cocktail or hot tea or coffee or just sit and join us. And we talk about a lot of things. But Michelle, tomorrow, I have to tell you the story of a cat. So I have a good cat story for you. I'm going to tell the group that. Hi, Jean. Looking forward to the show. And I'm looking forward to giving this everybody. Leslie says, can I have a card from my dad in heaven? So you can, Leslie. It is a tough season, honey. I will get back to you. Okay, Leslie, I've got my cards here. I will get back to you. Hi, sweet cherry wine. Oh my gosh, I love that. Hi there. Hi, Wanda. Hi, Benjamin and Gabriel and Joni, Rita. Hi there. You're working tonight and customers are acting very intense. So let's explain that. And let me jump into this. Hi, Laura. She says, Kellee, I hope this full moon heals all emotional wounds and gives everyone the resilience, courage, fortitude, and love that they need to heal. Boy, I couldn't say it better myself, Laura. I would agree with that totally. And let's get into this. Hey, Marge and Sarah. Carla. Hi, Carla. How's my friend? Hey, Gayla. How are you? And Mary, I'm sorry. I could just keep going on and on. Jennifer, I'll come back to answer that question if I can for you, because I don't know the answer, but let's see. Let's talk about this month right now, December, because this is a big month because it's the end of the 9 years. So 2025 has been a 9 and 2026 will be a 1 year, a new beginning. So if we view this as the last month of this year, things will be coming to a completion. Things will be coming to an end. And I think that December is a month to process many things in the last 10 years. Things could be in the last 20 years, in the last 50 years. Things that you don't want to carry into this new year. Because this new year, I will tell you, and James and I are going to do our on December 16th, we're going to do our prediction show. And we're going to be talking about the year of 2026. And I have a lot to say about 2026. But I will say this. It starts off with a bang, boom, out the gate. So anything you can do this month, right now, to reflect, go inward, take some time, slow down, relax, process. What is it is there anything that has gone on in your life that you're ready to put it to bed? Are you ready to let it go? Because things complete in a lifetime, and there are a lot of things that you can complete now. It's safe to do it. It's time to do it, and to let go of things that no longer are serving you. So we think about it like that. Think of December as this kind of a month. So it's a large month here because, again, this month is about endings and the culmination of things. So let's talk about this moon tonight. On December 4th, we have a full moon, and in Vedic Astrology, which is the real placements of the planets, that's why I love it, it's in Taurus, and it's in the nakshatra Rohini. And this is a really rare supermoon, and it won't happen again until the year 2042. So next time this rare moon happens is in 2042. So this is what they call the final supermoon of 2025. They call it the cold moon, and I will tell you, it is freezing here in Wisconsin. But this moon hits differently. It's rare because it's every 18.6 year cycle, and they call that a major lunar standstill, which means that this full moon will climb higher in our sky than any other full moon this year. So again, it won't reach this height again until 2042. So this is what they call a once in a generation kind of a thing. It's a particularly powerful and auspicious full moon because the moon is exalted in Taurus and it's in Rohini Nakshatra, which is ruled by the moon. So it's like having a double full moon here with emotions and intensities, because so feelings will definitely be heightened, and people are going to want security. They're going to want material security. They're going to want emotional security and comfort. Comfort's a big one. So go ahead and put your crystals out for clearing if this is what you wanted to do. It's probably too cold for us to go out there to do that. Plus, frankly, I don't trust the dogs peeing on my crystals if I put them outside. Something about the dogs in the snow there. But also, so the next few days are going to be what I would say is pretty intense. So yes, we have a very empowering full moon. This is a big full moon. So really, this is a perfect full moon if you wanted to, make a list of things that you're ready to let go of, things that maybe relationships, maybe, just old stuff, clearing out old stuff, anything that you want to let go of. This is a perfect full moon for that, because we have a heck of a moon coming up, of a new moon coming up on the 19th of December that I'm going to talk about. But also the next few days will be intense. So today's the major full moon, kind of sets the energy, sets the tone. But also on December 5th, tomorrow, Jupiter, which has been retrograde, still remains retrograde, but it leaves Cancer, the sign of Cancer, and it re-enters into Gemini. And it's going to be retrograde actually until March 11th of 2026. And it's going to remain in Gemini until June 1st. So we just had a few weeks of it while it was in Cancer. And Jupiter is the spiritual guru. And I really believe that when we get to 2026, we're going to start seeing more spirituality, more depth of relationships with regards to spirituality. I think we're going to see major shifts in consciousness for 2026. And what happens is when Gemini is in Jupiter, and it is the spiritual guru, Gemini brings wisdom, and it brings, mental curiosity, and it will pretty much guide us towards a new wisdom, a new knowledge, a new wisdom. So I think that there'll be a lot of breakthroughs in the world with this when this happens. But also on December 5th, so now we have retrograde Jupiter leaving Cancer, re-entering Gemini. So that's a big shift right there. But also on December 5th, we have the Sun squaring Ketu and the Sun squaring Rahu. And that's in Scorpio and Aquarius. That's a big deal because the energy could be very intense. Again, starting tonight, probably tomorrow, the next day, about 3 or 4 days here of a pretty intense nature here. And this has a lot to do with bringing up old unresolved issues, which has been my point of this month of December. Like unresolved issues will get resolved, or they'll come up to be looked at. So you don't carry them into this new energy of 2026, which is a powerful, powerful year. And it is going to go like gangbusters that year. So this maybe look at old things, that anything that pops up, this could happen, especially around December 5th, probably. And this lasts, December 6th, we've got Mercury transiting into Scorpio. And that energy is about determination and ambition, and the power. It gives us the power to achieve our goals. Everybody will have to watch impatience. For the next several days, watch your impatience. And when we get to January 7th, Mars, which is the planet of energy and war and intensity, moves into Sagittarius. Sagittarius is about justice and injustice. So on the 7th, that energy becomes more so. It's more of a potent energy. And on December 7th and 8th, Mars crosses that Gandanta point, which is between fire and water. And it makes it very, very intense. So the next few days, today's the 4th with the full moon, the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. This could be a very intense several days. So, and in the world, it could be a very intense time in the world. But interesting enough that when Mars moves into Sagittarius, Sagittarius is all about higher learning and travel and expanding your horizon. So there's some good things that happen along the way here, but it is also it still is intense. It's intense for the next several days here. Nothing new here. It's been intense. So on December 15th, all the way to January 14th, in Vedic astrology, the sun moves into Sagittarius. So if you were born between December 15th and January 14th, you would be a Sagittarius in Vedic astrology. And that's a really expansive time. And again, Sagittarius is quite extraordinary because it is all about a thirst for travel, a thirst for knowledge, a thirst of, broadening your horizon. So this is going to be an interesting time between December 15th and December 28th. The sun is going to be in the nakshatra called Mula, which is ruled by Ketu. And Ketu dismantles illusions and it gets to the core truth. So again, we've got more of an intense time going on. So December, I'm going to say, sit back, process a lot of things. Try not to get triggered on anything, just look at your life, what you need to let go of if you can, because what you're doing is you're preparing yourself for the new year. You're preparing yourself for that. Now on December 19th, we have something quite extraordinary. We have a new moon in Sagittarius, and it's in the nakshatra Mula, which I was just talking about, which is an incredible new moon. Okay, because new moons mean new beginnings. But at the same time, that interstellar comet that people have been talking about, the 3I Atlas, it's going to pass Earth at its closest point at a new moon. This is pretty unbelievable because Mula, the nakshatra Mula, means it's the goddess of ruin. It represents the power to destroy the old so new growth can begin. So if this moon doesn't do it, by the time you get to the new moon on the 19th, that is going to be an ideal time of letting go of what is no longer serving you. And the spiritually, the 3I Atlas, to me, it brings about the shift in consciousness. And that's to me what this is about, the shift in consciousness that I'm going to talk about 2026. There was going to be a potent shift in consciousness here. So I think that new moon is certainly going to help this to happen. And on December 19th, because that wasn't enough, that is such a big day. Venus actually transits into Sagittarius as well. So a lot of Sagittarian energy. And that's going to encourage us to approach love and relationships with a lot of optimism and an open mind and a spirit of adventure. One thing about Sagittarius, it has a spirit of adventure to it. Truly does. So as we look at December, we'll be letting go, shedding, processing. But in the back of your mind, understand that this is an adventure that we're all on. Just understand that. Have an understanding of that. Oh, we're at a new adventure here. We're about ready to embark on yet another new adventure. So, and Earth is a school of a lot of adventures, as many as possible. And on the 21st, we have the winter solstice. Of course, on 25th, we have Christmas. And I'll be talking a lot more about more of these for next week in the astrology. But anyway, December really is a month of processing your life and this past year and looking at old wounds, old traumas. And the reason you're doing that is so you clear a lot of the energy so you have space for this new energy that enters in 2026. So this is a really extraordinary month, December. If you can, to take a lot of time or take some time to look at your life, to go inward, it'd be a fabulous thing to do if you can do that. So before I forget, I want to get the card that I mentioned for Leslie. I want to get you a card from your dad in heaven. And I love these cards, Talking to Heaven. James's cards, I love them. I am working on my card deck. I'm really excited about that. And I've been working on that. in my spare time, and I'll get that done. I'll get that done. So Leslie, let's get a card from your dad in heaven. Here we go. Ooh, we will be together again, and maybe you'll be together again on the water. I love that. Was your dad a water guy? That is a good one. We'll be together again. I love that. I love when things like that work out. So before I forget too, let me just mention this. I am doing the Power of 10 this Saturday at I think it's 10 o'clock Central Time. It tends to be about 2 hours. And I still have room. So if anybody would like to join us for this, my last Power of 10 for the year, please join us. Everybody will get a reading, several minutes with me, about 10 minutes with me. And I can answer all kinds of questions, whether it's a psychological question, a psychic question, a mediumship question, anything, come and join us because it's always a wonderful shared space. I love doing this. And the other thing is on December 12th, join me and Janelle Campbell, who's a fabulous medium in Australia. And we are going to have a sacred evening with the angels and the archangels. We're going to do a guided meditation, and we're going to have a conversation with Janelle, connecting with the angelic team. And Janelle's going to be doing a live angelic channeling for 2026, which she did last year, and it's really quite extraordinary. And I'm going to be talking with and about Archangel Metatron and the 8th chakra, the soul star chakra, because I think it's really important. And especially for a shift in consciousness, where I think everybody's going at such a fast rate now. And so if you can, join us. It's December 12th in the United States, December 13th in Australia. And you can find that on my website. And I love doing that with Janelle. It's so fun. And also, I've got my live and my app. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, which I'll be doing tomorrow, which I'm really excited about that. And finally, guess what? My audiobook is available. So my book, Cracked Open, is available online. You can get it. It's an audiobook. You have to get it on my online store. I have no idea why there was a problem with Amazon. I have no idea. My book is on Amazon, but my audiobook is on my website. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, so go ahead and check that out if you had wanted to listen to my book. So I think you might enjoy it. So Tammy Connor Friesman has a question, and she says, Kellee, I just love your shows. Thank you, Tammy. She said, my question is, over the last month, oh boy, I've been stuck in an elevator at work twice. Okay, the last time I had a panic attack, I bet, and I had trouble sleeping. Part of me feels like it's repressed anxiety finding its way out. With Mercury retrograde, will this continue to happen to me in different ways? So first of all, Mercury is not retrograde any longer. Yahoo! Which is great. I loved that we had that post of Glenda the Good Witch. I thought that was so fun with Mercury out of retrograde. It's safe to come out now. So the thing is, it's funny. When I looked at this, Tammy, and I read this, I was thinking to myself, if this were a dream, and you said to me, I was in a dream, and I was stuck in an elevator twice, going up in an elevator in a dream represents consciousness. You're going up. Why are you stuck in consciousness? Except that I'm going to take that to the same place now. What is the anxiety about? Now, first of all, getting stuck in an elevator, it really could bring up anxiety for people. They're claustrophobic. The fight or flight response comes out. I mean, it can be a panic. But I love that you said it feels like repressed anxiety, because that's probably what it is. And so the experience of it twice would be your guide saying, come on, let's look at the anxiety, what's going on, or your higher self saying, what's going on, let's look at this, let's figure this out. So what I would talk to you about what has caused the anxiety. Anxiety is something that is, in the future, worried about something that's going to happen. But also we can look at any kind of trauma that would have been triggered from it. So I'm glad you're asking the questions, Tammy. Keep asking the questions and ask yourself, what is it that I'm anxious about? And often once you start having that dialogue with yourself, the energy, it becomes less scary. But thank you that's a really good, I'm glad you sent that to us. Thank you. So Laura Crum says, this is a great question, Laura. She says, are we preparing for growth? Yes. we're all preparing on earth. You come for growth. Some people take the long ass way. And some people go right on in. So she said, is the key either we take an aggressive growth or a gradual growth? Okay, so I love that question because I have sessions, day in and day out with people who have had really hard lives, like really difficult situations that have occurred. That would be an aggressive growth track that they chose. Oh, which track should I take? Oh, I'll take the tough track. Give me that aggressive track. Some people take a less track, but the thing is, and the energy is set in this lifetime. And then what makes it so important for this lifetime is that the energy is set right now for, if you signed up for aggressive growth, it's going to go like this. And so I think a lot of souls that kind of put everything on their plate for this lifetime. I think they wanted to get as many things done and its karma balanced as much as possible in this lifetime because the energy is set for that right now. Things are going much, much faster than any timeline, frankly. But she said, or are we learning to, so is there, or a gradual growth? Yes, some people do it in a gradual growth. Some people just take their time in the growth process. And that's fine too. That's all fine. But really what you said here is really the most important, is learning to stay in the moment growth. Yes. Learning to be in the moment is everything. If you can stay in the moment, you can't be anxious because you're in the moment. So this is the best place to be, is to be present in the body in the moment. Yes, that is the key, if you can get to that key. So that's a great one. Thank you for that, Laura. You always bring such insight to things. Melissa Brooks, she says, do you happen to have a book on numerology that you would recommend? I do, Melissa, and I read this question and I got my 2 favorite books out. So if you want to write this down, this is Numerology by Hans. I don't know if I think I'm going to say his name right. D-E-C-O-Z, DeCoz. I've had this book for many, many years, and I love this book. This is a good book for numerology. I don't even know when it came out. I've had it for years. Another one that I really love is Master Numbers by Faith Javane. I love this book, Master Numbers, because I'm really into master numbers and making sense out of numbers. I think that's really, really great. And Kathy C. Lane says, Kellee, will Christmas be a bad time for me? I'm Kathy, and I think that Phoebe, my cousin, and Vincent, my ex, will be there. Well, Kathy, here's what I'm going to say about that. If my ex showed up at my Christmas, it would be a bad Christmas. So I would not do it. But that's just me. So that's how I'm going to answer that. Mary McCulley says, Kellee, when will you and James do the predictions for the 2026? You guys were spot on last year. Thank you, honey. December 16th, and we're really looking forward to it. We're really looking forward to it. So thank you. Everybody join us, You and the Universe, on December 16th. And Janice Joe Freeman says, Kellee, I've always wondered why the birth date is so important, and for the power of 10 and other readings. And let me explain why I always, if anybody comes in for a session with me, I always ask for a birth date, and I'll tell you why. I set up a chart for that person. So before we're born, we choose the day we're going to come in. So it's very important. It sets up why you incarnated. It tells me, why are you here? It gives me a lot of information that if you just come in for mediumship, if you've had great loss and you are a number 11, I know that your soul came in for great loss. So I can help explain things in a different way. And if somebody asks me a question about, well, what's going to happen next year? I like to have a chart. I like to look at it because I like to analyze things from every perspective possible and give as much accurate information as I can. And so that's why I asked for the birth date. So thank you for asking. And I appreciate that. So let's see. Jennifer Yelvington says, Kellee, can you please tell me what voice awakened me in the night? It was a rich, deep male voice that awakened me, calling out my name, Jennifer. I've definitely not forgotten this need to reach out. Could be a guide. Every once in a while, you'll get that from a guide. Unless you tell me that you lost a male that had a deep voice. If you did, then could be certainly that person. But it also could be a guide. And I will tell you, I had an experience today, and I'm not going to say the person's name, but if she's listening, you remember that I said that this happened. I had a really interesting experience. I was doing a reading for somebody, and my readings are 50 minutes. And so I always, at about 5 minutes before, I'll check my phone to see what time it is to make sure I get all the information I need for the person to see how much time I have left. So I glanced down at my phone, and it was 12:15, and all of a sudden, as I'm talking to her, I said this other person's name, and she said, "Oh yeah, Kellee, that's what you said the last time to me. It's my guide." I thought, "Oh, isn't that interesting?" So their guide comes through, and this was not a spirit guide reading, but anyway, the guide comes through and is talking about this and that. And it was the weirdest thing because I don't know how it happened, but I looked down at my phone again, and my phone it still said 12:15. I said, that can't possibly be. Several minutes had gone by. It didn't make any sense. And right in front of my eyes, the phone changed from 12:15 to 12:23. So 8 minutes had actually gone by. But it just zipped up. I don't know how to explain it other than wow. So guides can do some powerful things. And that guide wanted me to make sure he got into this session, and literally tricked me into looking. And then when I saw my own phone change like that, I couldn't believe it. I actually started laughing. It's like, wow, this guy's got a great sense of humor. Oh, guides are very, very important here. Okay. Anyway, Jen. Oh, hi, Jen Gurney. How are you? Your husband Scott, today would have been his 61st birthday. Wow. Let's get you a card from heaven from Scott. Ooh. I send you loving signs through nature. Oh, is he active? He's very active. Jen, pay attention. He's very active around here. And it's his birthday. They love to celebrate their birthday in heaven too. They love it that you remember them here. They love it. Hi, Mary Gunn from Japan. Hi. Let's get you a card from Japan. Wow, that's so sweet of you to watch from there. I love these cards too. These are angel cards. I love these cards. I love them. I'm having the most fun with these. Okay, here we go. From all the way. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Potential. There, Mary, that's for you. Potential here. A lot of potential here. Yeah, Kim Ann, right? Damn pesky mother-in-law. That's hilarious. Hi, Ann Rogers. Hey, Luann. Oh, you're so sweet, Luann. Hi, Lynn. Good. You got some good pictures of the owl. That's really good. Hey, Frank. I hope you had a good birthday, honey. Michelle Nelson says, Kellee, great to see you live. Oh, thank you. Karen Martin, how are you, honey? Let's get you a card from heaven. Karen, you're such a good person. Ooh. This is from your son. I have no earthly worries. And it reminds me of one of the paintings that you would do, Karen. You're such a talented artist. My goodness gracious. You are incredible. Laura says, I'm missing my husband so much. Well, let's get you a card, Laura. Here we go. Ooh, I am so much better now. I have chills. He's definitely around you. Kim Ann says, Kellee, snowy owls are not normally in Wisconsin. I appreciate that because I have been looking and looking. So if you see one, it should be sure it's be a sign. Well, oh, got money, now what? Kellee, my father passed last Monday. Ooh, honey, I'm so sorry. Let's get you a card for sure. Oh, this is so sweet. I've got chills. We are soulmates. I don't know if I've ever seen that exact card. That's so sweet, honey. Just to pay attention, he'll be communicating. Yeah, Carla, you're right. Poinsettia would be fabulous. It's a great gift for that. Hi, Sarah. She says, tonight's predictions, will you see the Packers doing well? I do. Okay, I have to tell you the funniest thing. Sasha, this is so hilarious. But today, I was doing a reading for somebody in Chicago, and I heard one of her loved ones had come through and said, go Pack. Remember, this woman is from Chicago and is a total bear person. And she said, that was my, was it her son? No, it was her brother who had passed. It was his team, it was the Packers. And I literally heard, go Pack. So funny. Okay, Deborah Weaver says, I've had shingles twice. It feels right, like fire and electricity. Oh my God, Deborah, first of all, I'm sorry that you've had it. But boy, It is so true. Okay, Sherry Traxender, she says, Kellee, I'm so glad to see you and I'm feeling better. Thank you. She said, I'm excited. I signed up for the Power of 10 this weekend. I cannot wait. Oh, Sherry, you're going to love it. When we do this group, I don't know how Spirit does it, but it pulls everybody together in such a loving, kind way. And everybody, it's like there's like a messages for everybody. So let's say I'm working with this person. The messages really are for everybody. They'll be myopic for the person, but also in totality for everybody. And there's genuinely a theme, or generally, I should say, is a theme here. It's always a theme. Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Cedar. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Reed Joan. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, we have a lot going on in December. That is for sure. Hi, Christy. Oh, Christy Usher, I'm going to give you a card from your daughter, honey. Ooh, although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason, like a puzzle piece. A puzzle piece. I love that. Yeah, good full moon. It sure is. Hey, Lori Clark. It sure is. Patty. Hi, Patty Weeks. Hi, honey. Yes, the last supermoon for the year. Be good to yourself. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Melanie Dennison. She says, hello, Wisconsin. Okay, I have to tell you the funniest thing. My sister, it's her birthday today, and she said to me today, and Kellee, it's quite cold here. It's 51 this morning. And I literally said to her, hold my beer. Such a Wisconsin thing. But it's the truth. Okay. It was -5 this morning. -5. That's right. Andrea Deans, with shingles, I think I was sick for a week. It was painful, and for the first couple of days, I could not get off my recliner. Yeah, get your shot, everyone. I would agree. And not for me, I will. Everybody does do your own thing with that, but for me, I will get it. So Carol says it's super cold here in Eastern Washington too, and on Vivian in Ontario. Oh my God! So you already, so Sweet Cherry Wine already put her crystals out, and she says I use a basket. Very good. And Ann Rogers puts them on her windowsills. And Laura says it's going to be 9 degrees in Northwest New Jersey. Yeah, that's really cold, Laura. Right? It is so cold. And you can do moon water tonight too with this full moon. Definitely can do moon water. Now for us, it would be moon ice, but you could, if it's warm enough, or let's say even if it freezes, just bring it back in. Then you have, some cold water. I think, so Andrea says, what do I think of the Comet 3i Atlas? I think it's going to be an extraordinary situation. I think it's bringing a shift in consciousness. I literally do think that 2026 is going to be like no year we've ever had before because of a shift in consciousness. It's like, I think we're going to see more people make changes in their life. Like sometimes it takes several lifetimes to make a change. Not this lifetime. This lifetime is about making a change and then keeping on the change. Like, let's say you were really a drug addict or alcoholic, whatever. Okay, stopping that and then moving forward. Or let's say you've been in a bad job and you don't want to do that anymore. It's like literally letting go and making changes. That's what 2026 will bring in, and it'll bring in a passion that you have not had in a long time. This 2026, whoo, I will be talking a lot about it with the prediction show, but I have a lot of thoughts about it already. But this Atlas, the 3i Atlas, brings a shift in consciousness, which propels people forward for what Laura talked about earlier, growth. Because we come to Earth for growth, and we come for big growth, whether it's emotional growth or, challenges. It's like challenged growth. We put a lot of challenges on our plate before we come in to Earth. And I really feel that we're going to be like doing hurdles over these challenges. Really, I think it's going to be quite a time. So I think it's a very important one. Okay, so let's see. Jen says, Kellee, my ex-husband passed. So, Jen, your ex-husband passed November 19th. So your husband and your ex-husband passed? Whoa, Jen, that's a lot. So he passed on November 19th after a long battle with esophageal cancer. I'm so sorry. His final days were hard, and he waited until the kids and I left. I've had chills. Yes, Scott definitely heard your prayers, honey, for John. Definitely. And has seen him. No doubt about it. I bet they will come together in a dream. I think your ex-husband is very grateful for everything that you've done, particularly with the kids, Jen. Particularly with the kids. I've got chills everywhere. Pay a lot of attention. You've had a lot of loss, my friend. That's a lot. Because also, as I recall, your husband, not ex, the husband who passed, lost his partner in business, what, a month or two after that? I mean, this is a lot of big time loss, Jen. I'm always amazed at what souls go through on Earth. I'm amazed. And really, Jen, you have gone through a lot. But yeah, he definitely heard your prayers. You keep praying. I would say keep praying there. That's a, and for yourself, honey, that's a lot. 7 Jane, thank you for watching, Jane. Gail King. Hi, Gail. Love your flowers and your shirt. Thank you. I do too. My friend Vicky, who passed away, gave me this. And I think about her pretty much every single day. I just loved her. So Justine, it says, this is going to be a great month. I refuse to allow anything less. Yes, Justine, totally. Oh, it's going to be a powerful month for sure. For sure. You get a lot of things done. So this is Sasha. Says, Kellee, I'm excited for 2026. My birthday is January 26th. Oh, wow. And Renee, your wife, is January 29th. And our second wedding anniversary is April 1st. We are blessed with so much to celebrate. Boy, you really are. Wow. So January 26th. Oh, that is fabulous. Right at where we're going. It's right before the Chinese New Year, though. Right before. But this is still January 26th. So your birthday is at 26. So that makes you an ace of diamonds. And Renee is the 29th, a jack of clubs. Both of those are deeply, deeply spiritual. And your anniversary is April 1st is 7 of spades, which together means deep, deep spiritual dive into this lifetime, the spirituality. Oh my God. Jen says, my son's 43rd birthday. Yay, Jen. Happy on the 19th. Oh, that'd be a heck of a birthday for him. Really. If your birthday is today or the 19th, wow. As they say, wow. Judy Snyder. Judy, hi, my friend. Your father passed last Monday? Oh, honey. I'm so sorry, Judy. Judy's our good friend. We love Judy. Oh, honey. Wow. I've got chills here. Okay. Ooh, it is beautiful where I am. I think your dad's having a ball. I think he's having a ball here, Judy. And your mom is definitely with him. Oh, it's beautiful where I am. Boy, well, I send you a lot of love, Judy. And I'll make sure I tell Michelle too. We spent a lot of time with Judy at the All Souls, and she's a great, great person. Sorry, Judy. That's a lot, honey. Boy, a lot of souls are checking out now. They just are checking out now. They didn't sign up for the next go around, as they say. So, wow. Anyway, that is so. And Sarah, your birthday is the 23rd of December, which makes you an 8 of Hearts. 8 of Hearts is all about groups, about group. It's about the power of love, the power of emotions, understanding. Your soul would come into understanding that there's a power in emotion. So, yes, Marge, can you have a card for your sister? Today is her birthday. You bet. Let's get her an angel card, honey. Ooh, 333, support the masters. 333 is the support of the masters. It doesn't get much better than that. So that is great. Oh, definitely, Laura. Let me get a card for your husband. Absolutely, from heaven. Let's see. Here we go. Laura, you're going to love this for your husband. I know you're going to love this. Believe in yourself. You can do it. Believe in yourself. You can do it. So you make sure that he sees that. Okay? That's a big one. I know your husband has gone through the ringer too. Oh my God, right? Wow, that is a sweet card from her dad. Wow. Yes, I still have an opening for this Saturday, Frank. Yes, if you wanted to do that, I still have an opening. Yeah, for Power of 10, I sure do. I think I have a couple of openings. So Renee says, can I have a card from my mom's 20-year anniversary being gone? Yes. 20 years is a long time, isn't it? When you look back and you think, how could they be gone that long? Ooh, but I'll tell you what, She's doing great here. I feel healthy and happy. Your mom is doing exercises out on top of a rock. If I had it, no, I know, I'll tell you what it was. This is really, really funny. Somebody that I have known for many, many years who knew my mom called me and said, Kellee, I had a dream. I said, you did? What was it? She said, your mom was bowling. I go, you sure was my mother? I would have never bowled in her life. I don't know. I said, well, maybe she's taking up a new holiday. I mean, that's something new. I don't know. I thought that was the funniest thing ever. So Laura Summers, I'm not sure if I think I saw your message, but I'm not sure. I hope I did. Yay for your book. Thank you, Leslie. You're welcome. Oh, Amy says, I couldn't put your book down. So good. Thank you so much, Amy. And if anybody listens to it, let me know too what you think. Yes, it is scary to be stuck. If you were stuck on the elevator, that is scary, Tammy. There's no doubt about it. Oh, Renee says, Kellee, the supermoon is gorgeous here in LA. Oh, I can't wait. Hi, Gloria Shear. Gloria, let me get you a card. It's cold here, right, Gloria? Let me get you a card, honey. Ooh, this is a really good one. 000, new beginnings. Lots of new beginnings for you, Gloria. That is a really good one. Whenever anybody sees 000, it's always God saying, here we are. This is what it's like. God puts you in the exact moment where you're supposed to be in. It's a really good card there. Okay. So Sonia says, Kellee, I've been looking for your audiobook. Great. So you'll be able to get it online on my website. That's where it's kelleewhite.com. And also, I think I still have some sessions available in December if somebody also wanted to come in and have a session. Sherry Kraft says, why would I pick April 1st? I think I was not paying attention. Okay, sir, if you were born on April 1st, it's a 7 of Spades day. 7 of Spades, it makes you very smart, Sherry. 7 of Spades are very smart, very smart. Often they'll know everything about medical things. They'll have such medical intuition, wild intuition, but deeply spiritual. The soul is about learning, going deeper spiritually. That's what the 7 of Spades is over about. Oh, so Michelle DeFelice says, Kellee, I'm very sad over my daughter's death on Mother's Day. On your birthday is 11/29. Let's get you a card, honey. I'm sorry, Michelle. Let's get you a card, honey. This is a good one. Here we go. I got chills. She says, I'm just a thought away. It's a little girl with a dog. Isn't that interesting? Wow. And your birthday, 11/29. Let me tell you, 11/29 is not an easy one whatsoever. 11/29. 11/11 is not an easy one. 11/29 is not an easy one. And that's a 4 of Hearts. It's about family. It's about family. So yes, Gloria, let me get you a card for your grandson. So let's do an angel card here. Ooh, 2255, self-love. So make sure you give him lots and lots and lots and lots of love there. Lots of love. You've got a lot of grandchildren now. And they're all adorable. Oh my gosh. Liz says, your birthday. Okay, so Liz, you were born in 1966, 12/4/1966. So, and I'm going to talk about this when I do my prediction show. But if you were born in 1966, the last time in Chinese New Year that was the fire horse was in 1966. It is a big deal if you were born in 1966 for this upcoming year. So I'll be talking about it. But that makes you an Ace of Diamonds, Liz. Happiest of birthdays with this big full moon. I'd say this, Liz, you got a big year coming up. A big year for sure. Okay, Renee Rossiter says, Kellee, I have a question about the term soul retrieval. I've heard a few shamanic practitioners speak of this. Do you know about it or have an idea how one needs to retrieve the soul? I'm not sure what that is exactly because the soul is always here. Unless you're talking about, I don't want to get I'm trying not to get too psychological and trying not to get too esoteric, but sometimes it appears to me that when somebody has a deep personality disorder, or let's say drugs and alcohol kind of knocks the soul out of the system, out of the body, if that's what the shamanic practice is of the soul retrieval, I think it has something to do with it on that line. And I know that these shamans are very powerful. They can do a lot of work here, a lot of good work. So I don't know. I hope that answers it. So it has something to do with that, I think. Anyway, I hope that helps. And if it doesn't, we'll figure it out, Renee, because you've got me peaked in that. But I'm thinking that it might. Okay, Angela says, Kellee, 3 times in the middle of the night, I heard the doorbell. It wakes me up. Something's going on. That is strange. What is going on, Angela? So who's trying to wake you up in the middle of the night? Now, did somebody actually ring the doorbell? Or did you hear was it a spirit that was doing that? That I don't know, Angela, but that's interesting. Okay, Kathy Dzimniak. Hi, Kathy. She says, I dreamt I was in an earthquake in my house. My friends were there, and we were trying to steady ourselves. What does that mean? So when you have a dream of an earthquake in your own house, something's about ready to shake open. What is it that you are shaking up? What is it that needs to be looked at that's out of your control? Something that's out of your control, but it was your dream. In your dream, you put your friends there, and you're trying to steady yourself. Is there some big news that will come out? Is there some big news that like a earthquake, the thought of it is big news. So that's pretty much what it means here. You're trying to steady yourself from some energy that's here. So look at your life. What is going on in your own house? What's going on there? Because it was your dream. Okay, Jackie Grace. Hi, Jackie. She says, what questions do you ask if you are lucid dreaming? Oh, you can ask a lot of good questions. So lucid dreaming is when it feels like it's not a dream, like it's very, very, very real. And so in a lucid dream, you can say things like, let's say you're in the middle of a dream. You can say, I don't like the way that's ending. I'm going to do this ending instead. I'm going to do this. You can make a change. And that's when you get really good at dream work, is when you're in that dream state, but it's lucid dreaming and you start to take control of your own dream. It's extraordinary to do that. So Patty says, I just took a picture of this full moon. Oh, I can't wait to. I'm not going to go out to do it, but well, maybe I'll stand out there, put a big coat on and kind of get a picture. Hi, Jen Tran. I miss you too, honey. Let me get you a card. Ooh, this is a great one, Jen. 111, manifestation. Especially January 1st is going to be a 111 day, which is very, very cool. So I think that's very good. Hi, Norma. So let's see. Oh, Norma says, I'm missing my son. Oh, honey, let's get you a card, okay? I am standing right next to you, and there's a picture of a man standing right next to you. He must have a good sense of humor here. The holidays bring up a lot of things for us, right? So, hey, Gretchen, thank you. Laura D says, Kellee, great to see you. May I have a card from your dad? Yes, you can. Ooh, it's a good one. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. So if you had any fear, Laura, your dad is saying, don't be afraid of anything. Go for it, whatever it happens to be. They do that. Maggie says, Kellee, I'm looking forward to our gathering tomorrow. Me too. Thank you. Yes, and we can have a card. I am feeling so much better. Yes, I love our these Friday somewhere, the 5 o'clock somewhere. They're really, really fun to do, and we have such a wonderful group of people that come together. Maggie, this is a good one. 2424. Unconditional. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Nope, Maggie. I'm sorry. Hold on. I had actually pulled that card out of the wrong pile here. Whoop. Hold on a minute. Here we go. 808. Security, which is important here. Now, when I see 808, I always think, isn't that in Hawaii, the area code? Maybe you'll be making a trip to Hawaii. Whenever I see that, I think that. You haven't been well, Jen? I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry you haven't been. Evelyn Goose says, Kellee, may I have a card from my son, my mom, my husband, my dad, and the holidays are so hard. Boy, that's a lot. Excuse me, a lot of us. Okay, now here's a door. It says, my mind is free, Evelyn. But this would be from everybody. Maybe, look outside, look out the window, look at whatever, sit in a meditation. They're all there around you. They're all surrounding you, honey. That's a lot of, excuse me, a lot of loss. That's a lot. Okay. Joni Rita says, Excuse me, Kellee. In Vedic Astrology, I'm a Gemini, June 25th. I'm feeling very sensitive around customers and peoples tonight. Is the full moon energy that affected me? Yes, it certainly can be. This is this full moon. It's like a double full moon. So it's in Taurus, which is really the home. It's exalted in Taurus, and it's in the nakshatra Rohini, which is also all about the home and with the moon there. So it's such a big deal that this is it's such a powerful moon because Rohini is also ruled by the moon. So everything is heightened from this full moon. But on top of that, we have this, it's a super moon. So there's just a lot, just a lot going on there with that. Hi, Shaminina. Oh, what a great name. Would love a card reading, please. Well, okay, Shamina, let's get you a card, sweetheart. Let's get here. 999, release. That's for you. Release, release, release. There you go. I hope that helps. Vicky said there. Julie says, love to Vicky and her mic, right? Julie, that's so true. Those two together. Oh my gosh. Carla says, can you tell me again what my numbers are with my birthday? Yes. And what that means in terms of my life path. So you were 6/3, June 3rd is, I believe, is an ace of spades. Yeah, ace of spades. So Carla, that means you were born in the deepest part of the ocean. I call the ace of spades. It's a deep spiritual drive. It's somebody who comes in with deep spiritual drive for them, and it's a huge deal. And you were born in 1959, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's a 6 year, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15. A 6. So that makes you a 6. Total, I think it's a 6. I did it quickly, but I think that's it. And a 6th path is a life path of balance. Balance. And spirituality, balance. Family. Taking care of many people. I hope that helps. Okay. And Deborah Rickson says, Kellee, can I have a card for my birthday this month? Absolutely. Let's get you a card for your birthday, December 20th. 413 synergy. And your birthday's right at that at the solstice too. Right there. Real close right there with all of that new moon. I think this is going to be quite a year for you. I do. Quite a year for you. Oh my gosh. So Lori says you're not supposed to put the year of birth. People can steal your information. That's true. That's true. Probably not a good thing to do. Anyway, and Laura says such a great message for him. Oh, that's great. Hey, Mark Brevard, how are you? I'm happy to be back to your I thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh, Don Solomon. I was just thinking about you, Don. I was just thinking about you. I'm going to get you a card from the other side, Don. Ooh, this is from Patrick. I will always point you in the right direction. And you know, that guy does. That guy does. I was just thinking about you, Don. That's so funny. I'm so glad to see it. Oh my gosh. Hi, Trisha. She said, I'd love to have a card. Well, let me get you a card, Trisha. 444. Protection from the angels. How great is that? And Margaret, Kellee would love a birthday card. Happy birthday to you and Margaret on November 25th. You had your birthday. Let's get you a card. Oh my God, 77. Purpose. Here we go. Oh my gosh. And Gail says, my last one, Kellee, can I get a card for my girls? Their dad passed away and they're having a hard time. And his name was Don. Yes, I'm sorry, Gail. Let's get you a card. Interesting. Life, tell them this. Life's a series of choices and always choose love. Always choose love and look for hearts. I think he comes to you with hearts. Always look for hearts there with him. So everybody, okay, Mark, I'm going to get you a card. I'm going to get you a card too, Mark. 11. Ooh, awaken. I love that. I love it. So everybody have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I'll see you on Tuesday. James and I are going to be talking. We have a really good show. What is our show on? Let me just tell you. It's a kind of a funny one on human conditions, basically. On being human. So we're going to be talking about that. And then the week after that, we're going to be doing our prediction show. And again, I have a lot to say about that. So check out my website, and if any of these things appeal to you, join us, take some classes, and sign up for a session. All right, everybody, have a great week. I'll see you next week. Bye.
You've been listening to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.